afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. Between the south, you get Kryptic, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 9th SS Panzerdivision Hohenstaufen versus the north. We got Brosras fighting for King and Country, the Commonwealth, rolling out here with the 11th Armored Division. We're looking here at special weapons. Royal Engineers and Mobile Assault with Triple Infantry for Brosras, with Ostrom, Lightning Bolt, and Fortified Armour. Fortified Armour there, out of all places there for Kryptic. Also just dropped something on the floor, just trying to retrieve it before I entirely forget about it. Bit silly of me. But there we go, we got anti-tank, Tiger Tank and multiple bullets here for Kryptic. MD42 Grenadiers start here for him, pretty standard stuff, with a triple section start here for Brosras. Moving out aggressively, currently as much as he can here for King and Country, and looks to be setting an aggressive there. So, with all these sections on the way, it certainly looks like he will be going for bolted sections as well, just pushing really hard in the infantry, and that's going to put a challenge there on Kryptic to deal with it. Additional machine guns could prove helpful alongside a mortar to that way, just blast them while they are then suppressed. But while going up, preparing position, he moves towards the fuel point, but of course also keeps an eye out right there for anything happening. Sandbags going down, and that's providing a more straight line of cover than the haystacks here, where it can sort of more easily hold up. So that's an interesting setup there. A lot of barbed wire there from Kryptic. So, what are we firing off again? Yeah, everything. But there you go, section opening up the Pioneers, the Grenadiers, firing left, right. MD42 covering up here as we got more troops moving towards the fuel point there. Grenadiers pushing up the Sunnigan Court here, but the double sections need to retreat right away. All this is going to be a pretty nasty wipe here for Kryptic in the early moments of the game. Fourth section for Brosras, again just heavy infantry build. Noting this is not from the Zimmer Balance preview. Otherwise you'd probably be pushing that hard, or at least you'd be perhaps a bit more careful. We'll see though. So second Grenadiers got there arriving for Kryptic. Section moving up, they're pursuing the retreating Grenadiers, going to put to heavy cover here. Noting lots of barbed wire there, so his opponent can't use that. MD42 currently, if he gets a section, try to push towards there. Almost got the fuel point in the west, and we got section moving up as securing these. So I mean, overall, Brosras here aiming for a disrupt to start with the British infantry sections. Sandbags going down, section moving westwards. Mortar on the way there for Kryptic to help deal with the British infantry. A few well-placed mortar rounds can have quite an impact. They're going towards the west. Pioneers spotting up there for the MD42, and opens up there right as the hit cover, right before there. I mean, there's one who's thinking set up a bit farther, who might result in the unit getting suppressed a bit faster, but looks like to not be the case. And ultimately, the way the Pioneers winning this role, we do see here that Brosras retreats the section. Another section moving up there, mortar here ready to fire up on any British Stellungen, and here grabbing the point there. But overall, Kryptic's forces are currently deeply scattered across the field here, which then makes it easier for Brosras just to push through at any point, except of course right in the front, the machine gun. That's going to be the one point that Brosras is going to struggle with quite a bit. But there you go, section slowly losing out to the Grenadiers, so then again up close they should have a chance with a cover bonus. Mortar nearby as well here. We got more Grenadiers on the way there for Kryptic, and the 9th SS Panzerdivision Hohenstaufen section under fire here from the MD42. And they get pushed back, so that's two sections forced away here. And we got the bolted section as well for Brosras. That's going to be a bigger problem there for Kryptic very fast, since the Grenadier squads will definitely struggle with a 5-man infantry section. So, but so far Kryptic seems to manage to push back his opponent for now. And we got takeover as well there for Kryptic. Very good, sehr good. Slowly pushing on the west side, with the MD42 is not quite keeping pace, so the Pioneers are finally find themselves a bit exposed. And they will actually have to retreat here. Since losing the Pioneer section, that would be quite a loss for Kryptic. That section going to try and, I think, flank around, hit the mortar crew, which is already positioning. Grenadiers setting out. Take up almost done. And mortar getting flanked. The Grenadiers got the ready to cover up the flank, with the second one moving in as well to assist versus the Tommies. But the Grenadiers squad here in the sense is going to be rushed here by several sections. A lot of stout British infantry ready to beat those hands silly. And there goes section push back there. So a bit of movement there, bit of movement there. Pioneers reinforcing, can build up the light to make a nice company. But quickly moving up here towards west, MD42 going to get flanked a bit outmaneuvered here. Mortify against the section here, grabbing the center victory point. Barraging for extra accuracy, and then we almost got the section. They're pretty close there for Kryptic. Had he been able to get a wipe, that would certainly been a nice move there. That certainly helped him out quite a bit. I made it harder for Brosras to play so aggressively, but with just the section forced back, though, he's going to be reasonably fast back in action. He's also got the take up down there. He's also got artillery here ready with pyrotechnic supplies on one section, so he can that way further bombard Kryptic's positions, which can make it harder for Kryptic to actually defend. It is rare to see British play actually go for the pyrotechnic supplies, but they have been seeing a slight increase in players using them because it's pretty good for just 45 ammunition, so to disrupt the German position or make it hard for them to defend. So it definitely has its usages. Digging in by the fuel point there. Nasty Brosras trying to attempt to push out in east, but quickly encounter this section, and Ludwig goes down rapidly. Like to make a nice company up, but they've got the medic bunker there to help sort of long term with the troops, maintaining them a bit better. And there we go. Red flare. 25 pounder gun clued in and gonna open up there on the house. It's gonna make it a bit harder there for Kryptic to defend, but at the same time also make it harder for Brosras to push forward in future fights. And Kryptic here going for double mortars. An interesting choice there versus all of these sections, but if utilised correctly, of course, it has a good chance of actually getting some good hits in there if Brosras forgets a unit for a single moment, or, you know, Kryptic just gets lucky. A few mortar rounds that way could inflict heavy losses onto Brosras' infantry. It's a bit risky, though. It's a bit risky, in particular since Justly, you know, like to make a nice company, and he just have to be worried about enemy armoured cars, which is in fact what Brosras is going for. So while the double mortars will be helpful as the infantry, will mean he's going to be weaker to the armoured car, and the armoured car can apply some pressure there to Kryptic's forces, so it's a bit risky there. We've also got a sapper section out there for Brosras. Going to be slowly being equipped with light machine guns. Section advancing, mortar fire raining down. Ooh, got a kill there. Terran's blown to bits. Section attacking force into the gun is a light machine gun. More mortar fire here. Another hit. Another kill. Second mortar hit. They're almost wiping out the entire section. Sappers attacking to the gun is light machine gun. More mortar fire there. In this case, the Tommies have long since absconded. Most of their comrades dead in the dirt. The muck. Looks like you've got to grab the fuel point fully. Bit unfortunate there for Kryptic. Bit too swift. Bit too keen with his fingers. So that's going to delay his fuel. There we got the AC rolling up the west side, though he's also going to need to hit Pioneers soon, so he can get up and like to make a nice company. Meanwhile, got a bit of pressure up here with Grenadiers, and of course the mortars providing some semblance of support for his frontline troops. There we go, another hit there, cover shattered alongside poor Jonesy. My god, they got Jonesy! Wasn't his name Thomas? Well, we call him Jonesy because... Why did we call him Jonesy? Section advancing up here. Back here, troops healing reinforcing. Like to make a nice company finding out for Kryptic and then soon pull out with that Pack 40. The Panzer up on the field. 6 section on those are Grenadiers. Ralph Grenade here, or mortar rates here, could take out the house with a section inside of it. There you go, house collapsed, but the section's long since abandoned it, evacuated. More mortar fire there. Got grenades up for Brosras, so certainly pushing the infantry angle very hard here versus Kryptic. There you go, almost got the section, light machine gun fire, mortar fire. Tiny chance of getting a wipe there, but so far looks like Lady Fortune favours Brosras for now. In these Grenadiers they hold up behind some cover, but down to just 2 men as the Tommies close in. Needs to retreat soon, and there we go. And he can go for the Pack 40 now. The Panzer can only field, giving something to help deal with the AC Mark III. Hang on, Cat wants to get out. And there we go. Cat has left the building. Mortars healing, Grenadiers need to reinforce. We've got a section there. Versus machine gun fire. There's probably also a few mortars going to be raining in soon there. Norfolk's armoured car striking in, and mortars managed to shatter the cover, but not the Tommies. Hopefully they're arriving here for Kryptic. Pushing out the west side, we've got a section in heavy cover, which is certainly not managed to sort of wire up, or, I don't know, mine. That could also be an option there for Kryptic. It made it very difficult there for Brosras to make use of it. Still flanking the position, not bad at all. Armoured coming in, they're going to could open up, fire away at it there with the 75mm rounds. Panzerfire Storf, Pack 40 though misses, section repulsed. Brosras maintaining good map control here, though he could consider laying down some mines here and there with the sappers, making it harder for Kryptic to go into the fight. Grenadiers here, we're almost close to getting the section there pushed off, but in the end they had to retreat, and so the section also retreated as it was in a pretty poor state. But they did not successfully push on the way there, so they could always grab the fuel. In the centre, Pack 40 there versus the AC, gets another hit there this time around. And gets the AC, a small victory there for Kryptic and the 9th SS Panzerdivision Hohenstaufen. One of the last two SS Panzer Divisions to be put together alongside the 10th and the 12th. Fun fact then, while there were later divisions, or units that would be sort of described as Panzer Divisions, those were pretty much only on paper to confuse the Allies. There are, for example, cases of a few SS Panzer Grenadier Brigades in Denmark and Norway that were basically sort of on paper referred to as SS Panzer Divisions, mostly for the attempt of fooling the Allies. It's a little fun fact there. Sabotaging forwards here, troops Grenadiers moving about. Another section back behind heavy cover. Mortar there with 3 kills, other mortar with 5 kills. More Grenadiers on the way there for Kryptic. His attempt to push into these side is not quite meeting enough success here, as Brosras quickly swamps him down with infantry. And we got more Grenadiers of a Kryptic going for a heavy infantry build to now try and counter all of these sections. You can also consider another machine gun, since that would also put a reasonable stop to the British infantry. Or some Panzer Grenadiers, since unupgraded sections are reasonably vulnerable to them. But there you go, Mills bomb off. Mortar successfully escapes here. And there you go, light machine gun fire, heavy machine gun fire, rifle grenade fire, successfully pushing the Thomas off the point here. Section charging the Grenadiers, we got artillery fire called in as well here. And regular grenades as well. He's just calling it all in on that carve point. He's calling it all in. Mortar fire flames, short there, section almost wiped out, but gets away. A lot of artillery fire, mortar fire, just all sorts of fire just flying around that carve point. In the west, aggressive push of the Grenadiers, MD42. Kryptic wants fuel, and he just also wants to push back some of Brosras' territories. He needs resources for his panzers or something. Grenadiers moving eastward, to go for another light machine gun team there. Section moving about, they're trying to block any crossing off the road. They good move there, but Kryptic actually managed to gain back some territory, stabilising the situation versus Brosras. There's interesting enough, not upgraded sections yet. But then you see Bren guns. Also, neither player has yet to commit to a doctrine versus the other one. On the other hand, looks like Brosras has successfully taken up. Yes, indeed. Could soon go for a Centaur or a Cromwell. Mines down there, good work. In fact, a lot of mines here to protect any flanking attempts towards the cuff point. And Kryptic pushing up the eastern side now with a lot of infantry, a lot of support weapons. He does present a much more formidable foe here versus Brosras. Of course, it has come at quite a cost. And I mean, he's going to be somewhat vulnerable to any sort of infantry counters. Like a Centaur could definitely put him into a hot spot. And there you go, got the Centaur on the way for Brosras. Though, you got fortified armor. Kryptic in theory could, you know, panic and go here for a command tank. Though definitely benefit longer term, I think, from taking up fast, getting out of Stu with something to counter it. Because the command tank's not going to be very good versus the Centaur. It's going to be good versus anything around it, but it's not going to be too good versus the Centaur itself. And this was the section here. Sappers running to the Grenadier, Centaur almost done, troops are healing reinforcing. Up here healing reinforcement, and there you go, got the Centaur out here for Brosras. Mortar fire flying towards the north there. Oh, whoops, misclick there. Pretty aggressively too, my apologies there for any confusion or disorientation. MD42 just going in the west there. Close to it, and that mortar that's going to help his barrages out. No tech, so definitely feels like he's just going to aim for the command tank. That is going to leave him vulnerable to the centre bit there. He's going to leave in the second pack 40 to have a reasonable chance versus it. There you go, got the centre rolling hit. 20mm gun stick just tearing into the German infantry, quickly killing several. Still Kryptic maintaining map control, but it's going to be a problem now with the centre as that can really hard count his infantry. And there, almost wrapping on the D squad. Oh dear! Panzerfaust there, cancelled just in the nick of time. It's might risk otherwise losing the entire squad here to the centre. And there you go, command tank up, Brent section there, opening up in the pack 40. Could wipe it, could wipe it. There's going to be a huge loss there for Kryptic if he loses the pack 40 already now, particularly this critical juncture. Ralph getting up against the section, flies there from the side. He wasn't quite anticipating, but there you go, centre coming up close. Needs to retreat. High likelihood of losing the squad here and retreat to the centre. Got lucky there, got really lucky. We've got the command coming up from the centre, getting the section there, taking out several members with a single hit from the semi-final cannon. Almost got a full wipe there. One more hit, and can he get that final hit? And he gets the wipe on the second. Unfortunately, aggressively it's suppressing the section there. Other section trying to move in here. Centre hanging back, half health. Machine gun, they will probably have to fall back soon since it is very much out on a limb here with no support, in particular not anti-tank support. Incendium Piston Ramps, their bold choice. Command tank movement, that's going to hit straight into the mines. Exactly as Brosras planned it, I'm sure. And he's going to move straight to the second mine. Oh no! Those mines have paid off eminently here for Brosras. And there we go, command tank down. A big loss there for Kryptic. I mean, he got a wipe on the section, which is certainly going to help him, particularly since this is the one who won Brosras had upgrade of machine guns. But still, losing the command tank to essentially a few mines is quite painful there for him. And he hasn't taken up.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Still, a wipe there is going to help him a bit. We can see Brosras replacing his loss there with a sapper section instead. Brosras by yet to go for Doctrine versus the Germans. Door mortars, pretty close within range of them. Harold there dead, and only 2 men left. That's the rest as they retreat there. Betry feeling the mortar there, 5 kills, 9 kills in the other one. Grabbing the eastern field here. Kryptic making a good use of his light on into those lost in infantry squad. He's sort of trying to push around the field and slowly push back Brosras. There you go, Ralph getting off to 9 cover. No light machine gun going to use, and he's going for a second command tank. So if Brosras decides to push out more armor like a Cromwell, he's going to be in some trouble. Centaur speeding, well, rolling about there. Sabers pushed back. Command tank moving ahead. More to find the section there. A few more hits down the section. Centaur sweeping up the right flank there. And a Grenadier squad more here for Kryptic. No panzer grenadiers whatsoever. Also, just hold down his command tank. Saber pushing up the west side. Troops suppressed. Machine gun, they need to be careful. And there we go, got the centre rolling straight ahead here. Kryptic though needs to take up. He needs to push for some bigger armor, at least some Stugs. Mortifying the section, there's by stole a German light machine gun. But there you go, got the command tank blasting away there. Also hitting a tree. Mein Gott, Ludwig, that was a tree! Yeah, I'm sorry, that was a waste of ammunition. Don't do it again, I'll hit you. I'm gonna use this Stahl helmet, so it's gonna hurt, Ludwig. Second centaur for Brosras. Now that seems like a weird choice here. I mean, primarily though, it's infantry. I mean, they're sort of the command tank, so I suppose in that sense, if Brosras were just to focus down the infantry hard, he could eliminate any support for it and just quickly gain control that way. But in some way, it's going to be a bit risky. But again, he's also got a fuel lead, so I mean, I'm not going to question it too much, but it's definitely not what I'd go for myself under these circumstances. But we'll see how it works out. I mean, 2 centaurs could prove to be exceedingly lethal for the infantry. I mean, that could definitely make it very hard for any infantry to make it back home if they get caught by both centaurs. 10 kills almost veterans, 1 missions, of course, for the incredibly powerful, but also incredibly underutilized 20mm strafing fire ability. I mean, that ability is nuts.
Anti-aircraft tank ready and waiting.
There you go, Pack 40 caught here by it and quickly finding its crew shredded there. Almost wiped, in fact. Command tank continues to watch for the center. Supplementing it with Piet's opening up there in the command tank. Pioneer sticking with the counterpart support. We got the sappers moving from the other side. Anti-tank opening as well. Need to fall back with the command tank. Elephant in theory optional there for Kryptic, but I wouldn't recommend it. There you go. He's not popping. There you go. Pop smoke. Need to fall back though before they attack around through the smoke. Sanction announcing here. Coming on ahead from the mortar. Need to fall back. Pack 40 covering up. Looking pretty bad here for Kryptic. Looking pretty shite, in fact. There you go. Hit on the centaur, but that was also his only anti-tank weapon versus 2 centaurs. This is reasonably catastrophic here for Kryptic. Reasonably catastrophic. And there he goes. Even using strafing fire. I think he's trying to sort of shoot through the hedges. Stealing that Pack 40 as well. Another Pack 40 here for Kryptic.
Behind our lines. Headquarters attacked.
Water fire here and there. So all of Kryptic's hard work then getting back the map has been for naught now, as with a pair of centaurs, Brosras was able to sweep away most of the map. And it turns out, so far at least, to be a workable thing. Now, of course, if Kryptic somehow manage to pull out some armor, these centaurs are going to find themselves a lot less useful very quickly. So they might be able to get one of the centaurs, they might be able to get one of them. Brosras there, got a bit too confident, perhaps wasn't anticipating a second Pack 40 this fast, and there we go, centaur down, kaput. Britische Flakpanzer zerstört. Section of the Grenadiere, and we got mobile assault here finally for Brosras. Very delayed doctoral choice though, very delayed. He's going out sooner. What he's planning from it though is a bit harder to say here. There's only got a few choices.
Land mattress crew trained and ready to go.
Alright, went for the land matches for some artillery that way. Pressure. Kryptic more, make it hard for him to defend. Definitely a nasty choice here. Definitely a nasty choice. Kryptic though desperately needs to take out and bring up some Stooks. I mean, he could play for the elephant, but that's going to really stall him and that's going to take him some time. So I'm not entirely sure how recommendable that will be. But it is an option. It is an option. So, and certainly this fight so far is certainly not turning out to be your usual fight. So who knows? Could have been the right choice in these circumstances. Got the land matches they're being pulled ahead. The land matches are basically based on a, well, naval artillery weapon known as just the mattress, as a fun fact, and that was just converted into a land artillery system as well. So a little fun note there. Air recons out here for Kryptic, getting a good idea of the situation. Definitely not a bad idea at all. Definitely not a bad idea at all. Going to take heavy fire there from the centaur. There you go, land matches unleashing hell upon the jump position. The mortar battery there getting pounded into the dirt. The Pack 40 was too close as well there and got annihilated as well there. Pretty big loss there for Kryptic. That would be worse if the pack actually got destroyed, but so far looks like it's going to make it through, though a bit scratched and covered in blood and bits of detailing. And we got here advanced cover combat, using the bases to push out a chunk of infantry there against Kryptic. Command tank going to do anything they can here, but there is a lot of firepower concentrated in one spot. They're going to probably retreat soon. Command tank getting off a few hits on the second. Got a 6-pounder gun to support their centre, moving up through the centre. Pack 4 just barely recruited here by a few plug gun leaders and the centaur. preventing, I think, Brosras from making a breakthrough into the centre of the west side. There is still under severe pressure. There goes 6-pounder gun opening up, and the Panther 4 need to fall back with a command tank smoke screen popped up. Still no tag up. I suspect he might be playing for the Elephant Tank Destroyer. But he's pushing back a section there. Shielding reinforcing. Victory points wise, it's actually reasonably close between the two, so that's reasonably good for Kryptic, but otherwise it's looking a bit tricky here. Command taking westward. He's being a bit risky there. There's a theory the anti-tank could be there, but I guess he tried to scout ahead forward first before then strike at the section here by the fuel point with this befehlt Panzerwagen. Shattering their cover almost there. There we go, cover down. Cover down. More pioneers there for Kryptic, having lost his previous pioneer squad. He's got no way of repairing the command tank now to a man. So at the same time, I use a bit of the long and finding and try and push it, gain territory versus Brosras. I think that is definitely the right decision under the current circumstances, though he should probably bring up his mortars a bit closer. I'd recommend, by the way, using the hedgerows there so they can absorb some enemy artillery fire. Some. Still no tech for Kryptic, so increasingly looking like it's Elephant O'Clock for him. Mortars spotted and routed here by the land matches. And there go Ganizia versus the centre. Getting caught out next to cover by it. Almost veterans who won there. A straighting fire on the retreat path could prove to be really nasty if he got in time, but there you go. That did not happen. Otherwise that could have been pretty painful for Kryptic. Pretty painful. Sandbagging down there. Command tank almost good to go. Still no tag up. I mean, it's going to take him time to get to the Elephant, but I mean, if he gets it, it's going to put some pressure on Brosras. Brosras, by the way, setting up for Churchill tanks. Interesting. I do think Comets would have been a bit more useful, but either way, some more armor on the field, though, is definitely, I think, what he needs here versus Kryptic. Another push here in the centre. Centre sting right out the pack for the raid to repulse, and there you go. Good hit there on the centre anti-aircraft tank. Grenadiers moving up there, Panther fasting in the centre, but there you go, loses half the squad and almost losing the entire unit. And he actually strafing right there, he could probably wipe before they got off the Panther. But they're going in with the pack 4, going to try and get a wipe there. Almost got in the centre, almost got it. Pack 40 they got wiped there. He used strafing fire to clear it out in probably about a second. Just highlighting how potent that ability is. It is absolutely insane, and I'm surprised not more British players are using it when they get the centre, because that thing can just annihilate infantry. But we are now roughly 2 minutes away there from an Elephant Tank Destroyer here for Kryptic. Schwerer Panzerjäger, which really didn't see any action on the Western Front. It primarily saw action in Italy and on the Eastern Front. On the Western Front, it was primarily sort of the Nashorn and the Jagd Panther that saw usage over, and they were the more produced and popular tank destroyers. In fact, the Nashorn was the primary tank destroyer of the Eastern Front. The Jagd Panther only serves around February 1945 from there on the Eastern Front. It's a little fun fact there. And I'm personally surprised they went with the Elephant and not with the Nashorn, as that was the overall more successful design. I think it also would have been assigned better to balance. There goes second quad here with the MD-42. Grenadiers reinforcing, healing. Command tank hold down again. Section that's suppressed by the import tube. There we go, pushing for the fuel point as well. Kryptic making smaller overtures towards the east. They're trying to push through. There we go, Pack 40. Command tank opening up the centre, though he's going to try to clear it out from the front again. This time they're not making use of strafing fire to do the trick. We might actually lose the centaur because of that. Interesting. Not sure why I didn't use it. And there you go, lost the centaur. We actually just used strafing fire to clear out the Pack 40 there. Again. It's not entirely sure what happened there for Brosras. Might just figured he didn't need it. But then to tank him from the front is a bit tricky to deal with since it does have the heavy cover bonus. Well, denies opponent the centaur, I suppose. Engineers out there for Brosras. Churchill tank on the way, and Kryptic is now just in need of a bit of manpower. In fact, roughly half a minute of manpower, and then proceeds to go for a grenadier squad. So I'm not entirely sure what now Kryptic is planning. He's not planning for the elephant, at which point his strategy seems to be getting a bit weird there. Churchill checking the rise of Brosras. Got the anti-tank and right there, small victory there for Kryptic and the 9th SS Hohenstaufen. Mortars caught in the west there, we get a section flank behind the MG42 team. Could see a wipe there. And annihilated. A bit of loss there for Kryptic. Churchill there catching the Grenadiers out in the open. And machine gun stolen. Oh, almost got a hit there. But, gets away there from the command tank, which is actually closing in on eventually too. Closing in ever slowly. Grenadiers could push up for the eastern fuel point, but he's going to need manpower. The problem is he's just now constantly leaking it, so he can't easily go for the elephant tank. So I mean that's what the issue with units like that in 1 vs 1s. They actually tend to be highly impractical if you have to save up that much manpower to get them. It's also why I don't think the elephant's going to become any more playable in 1 vs 1s with the nurse, because it's not going to be any better. And the only situation we're going to be going for it is if you just for some reason are unable to take up or just decide to go for it specifically. But even then it's not going to be the best choice. I mean the Kryptic at least have benefited from now having taken up and just gone for some Stugs and Panzer Force instead of trying to save up for an elephant tank destroyer. At least in my opinion, but we'll see how it works out. Grabbing the point here. Making some gains. And all the Grenadiers, in fact he's gone for 5 Grenadiers squads, which means he's actually got a severe manpower bleed going on, which makes it incredibly difficult then to set up the manpower needs for the elephant tank destroyer. Grenadiers can send on a fire from the section, he's got a Grenadiers grabbing the fuel point there for the fatherland. At this point it just feels like he's grabbing them to deny them to his opponent rather than because he needs them, because he's not using any of his fuel. He's not even trying to take for Panthers or something like that. Second land mattress here from Brosras. Probably to count some more of these support weapons. Victory points whilst this. Brosras now got the lead here with Kryptic. Pack 40 shoot penetrates the Churchill tank's frontal armour. Second hit there, or second shot, but didn't quite actually hit. Troops in reinforcing, command tank almost good to go. Penetrating hit then the Churchill tank. Land matches are firing back there, managing on the Pack 40 to try and silence. We've got the second land match joining in. Saturating the entire area with heavy high explosive rockets. Pack 40 wipe. Takes and pull down, there we go. Eventually two in the command tank, shoots and at it. Penetrating hit, going to just call out in the open. That 6-pounder gun setting up. Savage something about this road. Penetrating hit on the command tank's front. And I'll entertain this thing up by roughing it. Decent light there for Kryptic. Good work. Pack 40 opening up, and then the west here we got info 2 holding back the section there. Mortar joining in the front. Still no attack up, and certainly no elephant either. Gonna use me up for the center. Got the Churchill up tank opening up. Decent hit there. And Sabs here carrying out the flank of the Churchill against the Grenadiers. More light machine gun teams arriving here to the scene as they push further back Brosras' front. He seems to be slowly moving towards the elephant now, I guess. Command tank rolling ahead. Section there getting blasted, but successfully pushing back the Grenadiers. Very successfully. And there you go, pack fire there on the Churchill tank, taking almost down to half health. And there you go, successfully down to half health. Kryptic is now roughly back to being about a minute away here from another elephant. And there you go. Got a wipe on a section, bit of a loss there for Brosras, to put it mildly, in particular at this stage of the fight. Losing a section is going to be much more costly, and especially when your opponent has a lot more veteran infantry than you do. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge for Brosras to keep up. You'll probably need another tank to pick up the slack there, if you will. You'll probably need another tank or two, to be honest. He's also got plenty of fuel by now. Landmatch is just hammering away there. This time it felt a little less efficient. And just, yeah, no elephant there. Not any tech up really. I mean, he could easily just be pushing out a Panzer IV by now. He could easily have several Panzer IVs out by now, but he just sort of keeps himself this spiral. He seems to be setting up for the elephant because he has all these Grenadiers, he can't go for it. So just, the elephant isn't really workable with all these Grenadiers, to be honest. It just feels like a really weird choice here for Kryptic. Brosras there. I mean, they're both getting reasonably focused in the centre. They need to put up more pressure on the flanks. They need to maybe try and outmaneuver their opponent, but both sides, they're sort of setting in for sort of some attritional style fighting. In that regard, the mortars do provide Kryptic here with the edge, since it's just sort of more constant sort of firing rather than the land match was just saturated there. But then you have quite a cooldown, meaning that they're less likely just apply pressure to the opponent. Alright, back to sort of being there with the elephant, sort of. Will he this time make it for the elephant tank destroyer? Or what will he do? Second push back, they actually dropped a brand gun here. For Kryptic to secure for the fatherland, so good. So good. Almost got the 6-pounder gun there. That gets away with a tiny sliver of health. Ever so tiny. And there you go, second Churchill tank out here for Brosras and the 11th Armoured Division. Kryptic is now moments away from the elephant tank destroyer. And he's delaying himself again. Like, he apparently can't just wait just a few more seconds up because other infantry just to get out the elephant to pressure the Churchill tanks with. There we go, he can call it in now. If he wanted, but apparently he doesn't. So now I've got even less. Oh, there we go, elephant out. S-Mines there, quickly being breached by the Churchill tank. Going straight for the command tank. Elephant is almost there to assist. I just about to wonder, did this elephant actually bounce a shot on? There you go. Penetrating hit on the Churchill tank with its high velocity 88mm gun. Second hit there. Churchill down to half health now. Keeps trying right in front of it. That's pretty ambitious. Another hit. They almost got the Churchill tank. Pack 40 opening up. One more hit and that thing's going to go down. One more hit. Misses the Churchill by a small margin. Brosras might be regretting going that many Churchill tanks in now there's an elephant out in the field. Just a bit. Used to Churchill gaining veterancy too. As the elephant rolls about. Quick roughing against the section out in the open. So what will Brosras go for against these elephant tanks? So, I mean, Cromwell's would be one of the better choices, maybe a Firefly, but Cromwell's in the sheer speed and just get a few more up and then swarming the elephant will probably do the trick here for Brosras in dealing with it. It's either a lot of anti-tank guns, I suppose, but the anti-tank mortar's going to make it a bit harder for Brosras to use all those anti-tank guns. Churchill loading up the eastern side. Striking at the Grenadiers, sending them scurrying away. And in the center, just sort of mostly just paused down there again. It sort of ends up being an attritional style fight here. Stalingrad syndrome has essentially set in for both players. And Brosras does end up settling here for the Firefly tank destroyer. Mortar fire there raining against the sappers. Churchill on the west side of the section as well there. Elephant could be ready to turn about to deal with that. Elephant slowly reacts to this turn of events. Wipe the machine gun there with a grenade. Nice throw there by Brosras. Shoots at the Churchill and there we go. Penetrating hit. Panzer fast damages the engine. They just need to be able to see the Churchill so you can shoot it with the elephant reasonably well. And there we go. Another penetrating hit. They're down to less than half health. Once more, he can't see the Churchill, so the Churchill is able to escape here. He lacks anything to support and spot for the elephant. Heck forcing up the elephant, so about trying to be dealing with the eastern Churchill. We'll see. Target weak point available. Shot bounced. And there you go. Elephant rolling out again. And the West command tank there striking at the section, quickly pushing away. There we got self-repairs being utilised here. The vehicle crew repair ability for Brosras. Still no take up for Kryptic though. Mortar fire there having a nice impact on the section. Elephant awaiting targets to destroy. And there you go. Another land matches badge. So many land matches badges here from Brosras. Trying to take out stuff in the base. And there we go. We've got Churchill moving back here, trying to prevent him from getting to the fuel there. But it's not like Kryptic so far has been making use of much of the fuel except for calling in stuff. No, much better users than that. Elephant moving westwards, Churchill moving in as well. I mean, if in theory outmaneuver the elephant with a Churchill tank, I mean, he could just straight up beat it, but if he gets caught off, oh! Fire opening up the elephant tank destroyer. Down to less than half health. Commanding team with the troops emerging through the centre. He's going to lose the elephant at this rate. Fire flaming up the sides, outmaneuvering it completely. Churchill tank in from the other side. Kryptic struggling here to maintain control. Mortar down, mortar down. Oh dear, elephant down, elephant down. Pack 40 down, command tank's going to go down here and just Brosras is rolling all over Kryptic here. Grenadiers moving ahead. Almost wiping them out. Crewing the Pack 40 in sheer desperation here, but there's nothing you can do, not in front of the two Churchill tanks, and there you go. Pack crew wiped, and with that it's GG. Game over. A loss for Kryptic, a victory for Brosras. A brutal slug out here and certainly a war of attrition around the centre. In the end, though, Brosras just went all in and successfully pulled it off here, destroying the elephant by attacking from numerous angles, making it hard for it to sort of wear down any target. Certainly also, the Churchill tanks are just harder customers for the elephant to take out, requiring at least 4 shots, which compared with its speed, all that makes it really difficult to deal with without serious support. However, I think the issue for Kryptic was just he tried to play for the elephant. He relied largely on a calling strategy compared to Brosras, who relied on just actual tech strategy. In that regard, Kryptic was just able to, apply pressure, he flowed a lot of resources, and they went for tanks really, so he couldn't really push back at Brosras. He couldn't get aggressive, he couldn't get mobile, pushing very much from the defensive line. Brosras just grind him down until he could just push ahead here with all of his tanks and just steamroll Kryptic. So there are definitely some things that could be done better there. I'm also not entirely sure he was going for double mortars, rather double machine guns in the start. And that way push back against Brosras. Overall, Brosras making good use of the British aggressive infantry, played good use of the Churchills. The double centaurs just felt a bit more like just being silly because it could. They did make some reasonable use of it, though it could also benefit more from just crumbles faster and just pushing hard against the opponents. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a reply and some feedback in the comment section. And of course, a big thanks to all my Patreon supporters, without which this episode would not be possible. So thank you all, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.